Okay. Chapter number 1, we talked about classification and the characteristics, the topic characteristics and classification and features of organisms and vertebrates, invertebrates, ferns, flowering plants, and dichotomous key. Second chapter about the structure of cells, cell organelles, different types of cells or specialized cells and levels of organization. The first point, we want to compare between the bacterial cell and plant cell and animal cell. Bacterial cell from prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic means no nucleus or primary, or it has nucleoid, no true nucleus. But plant cell and the animal cell have true nucleus, so they called eukaryotic cells. Bacterial cells, prokaryotic cells, because it doesn't have true nucleus. But plant cell and animal cell from eukaryotic cells, because they have true nucleus. Okay, let's compare. Bacterial cell, if you look at the picture of bacterial cell, it doesn't have membrane-bound organelles like mitochondria, like Golgi bodies, like chloroplasts. But plant cell and animal cell have membrane-bound organelles. Membrane-bound organelles such as mitochondria. Mitochondria has a membrane, as a membranous. It is called membranous organelle. And also chloroplast. Chloroplast has a membrane or a membranous bound organelle. And also endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Also membrane bound organelle. So bacterial cells doesn't have mitochondria, chloroplast, and also nucleus and centrioles and Golgi bodies. Let's see the comparison between prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells, bacterial cells, plant cell, and animal cell. Bacterial cells, plant cells, animal cells all have cytoplasm, the jelly fluid. Jelly, like jelly substance, or fluid, like jelly substance, that all organelles found in it. And also all cells have ribosomes because they need to build proteins. And also all cells have cell membrane that control what enter or leaves the cell. And also all cells have chromosomes that have genetic material or genetic information. But what is the difference between the bacterial cells and plant cell and animal cells? Bacterial cells and the plant cells both have cell wall, but plant cell have cell wall from cellulose. What about bacterial cell? Bacterial cell have cell wall, but not cellulose, from peptide glycan, that sugar plus protein. Peptide glycan, sugar plus protein, not cellulose. Cellulose, sugar, or from simple sugar, from glucose. Cellulose consists of glucose or built of glucose, but here peptide glycan from sugar and protein. Animal cell, no cell wall. Bacterial cell, no chloroplast, and the animal cell, no chloroplast. So bacterial cell and the animal cell both do not have chloroplast, but plant cell has chloroplast. What about vacuole? Bacterial cells have vacuoles, but small. And also animal cells have vacuole, but small vacuoles. What about plant cell? Plant cell have large sap vacuole. Large sap vacuole. What about the granules? Granules. Bacterial cells and the animal cells store sugar as glycogen granules. But plant cell store the excess sugar, the excess glucose as a form of starch granules. Bacterial cells, no centrioles. And plant cell, no centrioles. But animal cells have centrioles. Okay. What is centriole? What is centriole? Or why cell needs centriole? For division. Centriole help in division. So where centrioles play a role in organizing macrotubules for what? For division. Okay. But the centrioles found in plant cell? No, it's absent from plant cell. Because in mitosis division, in the other chapter, plant cell divide by forming a plate. And the bacterial cell also doesn't have centrioles because bacterial cell divide by or reproduce by binary fission. But animal cell want centrioles to complete the division. So centrioles help in cell division or help to arrange microtubules that move chromosomes during cell division. It's not in this topic, in the other topic. What about nucleus? Bacterial cell doesn't have nucleus, doesn't have true nucleus. But plant cell and animal cell have nucleus, have true nucleus. So it is called eukaryotic cell. Bacterial cell doesn't have mitochondria. Plant cell and animal cell have mitochondria. Bacterial cell no endoplasmic reticulum, and plant cell and animal cell have endoplasmic reticulum. No Golgi bodies, no lysosomes in bacterial cells, but Golgi bodies and lysosomes in plant cell and animal cell. Let's see the questions. Bacterial cell, the cell wall of bacterial cell made from peptidoglycan with sugar and protein. Okay. There is a type of bacteria, that blue bacteria, Rossianobacteria, has chlorophyll, but not chloroplast, has chlorophyll. Large sap vacuole, sap means like juice, like fluid, like sugar solution and salt solution. That means sap. Sap means sap for sugar and sap for solution of salt. Centrioles again arrange microtubules that move chromosomes during cell division. Mitosis and meiosis in the other topic, not this topic. Okay, Golgi body. Okay, I will explain Golgi bodies and the endoplasmic reticulum and all these. Okay, these organelles of the cell. Thank you. Let's see the comparison between plant cell and the animal cell only. Plant cell has cellulose cell wall, but animal cell doesn't have cellulose cell wall, doesn't have cell wall at all. Plant cell and animal cell have cell membrane surrounded by cell wall. Plant cell permanent shape determined by cell wall. And the animal cell shapes vary as there is no cell wall. so not have definite shape like plant cell. Chloroplast in plant cell, but no chloroplast in animal cell. Large permanent vacuole in plant cell containing cell sap, containing juice, containing salt solution, containing sugar solution. But in animal cell, small vacuoles do not contain cell sap, maybe contain waste and other materials. For nucleus, both have nucleus, both have cytoplasm and mitochondria and ribosomes. Let's see the cell organelles in specific. The first one, cell membrane. Cell membrane that form a barrier between the cell and its surroundings and keep contents of cell inside. So all cells have cell membrane. Cell membrane, it's permeable membrane. Permeable membrane. That means control movement of substance that enter or leave the cell. So they allow simple substance to enter and leave the cell. For example, oxygen and carbon dioxide and water, and the control movement of other substances like glucose. So we said cell membrane, it's partially permeable membrane that control the movement of substances to enter and leave the cell, and barrier between the cell and its surroundings, and keep contents of cell inside. That is why all cells, all types of cells have cell membrane. What about nucleus? Nucleus control the activities in the cell and controls how cell develop, how cell grow, how cell work. Why? Because inside nucleus there are chromosomes that contain genetic material which control how cell grow and work and divide. Okay, the other cell structure, cytoplasm. This place, cytoplasm is place where many chemical reactions take place, like respiration and making proteins for the cell. So cytoplasm, a jelly-like substance, contains all the other cell structure. And also cytoplasm, it is the place where many chemical reactions take place. What about chloroplast? Chloroplast, plant cell only for photosynthesis process and store starch. It's important here. Store starch and photosynthesis process and give plant the green color because chloroplast has chlorophyll that trap the green pigment that trap sunlight for photosynthesis process. And also chloroplast store starch. And also chloroplast have magnesium. Chlorophyll has a magnesium in the center of chlorophyll. Focus here for this information. Chlorophyll contains magnesium in this structure of the chlorophyll. Chloroplast for photosynthesis process and contains green pigment that give plant the green color and also trap sunlight for photosynthesis process and store starch. Cell wall. Cell wall allow freely movement of different molecules. So what organelle that control? The cell membrane. So cell wall allow freely movement of different molecules and stop cell from bursting, from explosion when they fill with water, and also gives definite shape to the plant cell and allow water and dissolved substance to pass through freely. We can describe cell wall as a fairly or fully permeable, not semi-permeable or not selective permeable membrane like cell membrane. Cell membrane, we can describe cell membrane as a permeable membrane or selective membrane, because a cell membrane control the movement of substances that enter or leave the cell. But cell wall, we can describe the cell wall as a freely or fully permeable, because it allows freely movement of different substances. What about subvacuole? Subvacuole in plant cells, also in plant cells only. It is full of water to maintain shape and firmness and turgid and give plant or turgidity, and stores ions, stores sugars. Okay, what about mitochondria? This mitochondria, the shape of mitochondria. Mitochondria contains enzymes. So during aerobic respiration happens inside mitochondria, because mitochondria contains enzymes. So mitochondria release energy during aerobic respiration. Why aerobic respiration takes place inside mitochondria? Because mitochondria contains enzymes to speed the chemical reaction, or to speed chemical reaction of respiration. So cells with a high rate of metabolism or a high rate of respiration requires large number of mitochondria, because mitochondria is the powerhouse of energy or powerhouse of the cell, and also contains enzymes for the chemical reaction. What about ribosomes? Ribosomes attached on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, that attach in nuclear envelope of nucleus. These tiny structures found free within the cytoplasm or attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. And the type of endoplasmic reticulum that ribosomes are attached with it is called rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. What is the function of ribosomes? Ribosomes make proteins for the cell. Cells, plant cells and animal cells have vesicles that transport substances like proteins from one part of the cell to another. This endoplasmic reticulum, it is complex system of flattened sacs. These flattened sacs surrounded by membrane and filled with the fluid. Most of ribosomes in plant and animal cells, as well as the cells of protists and fungi, are found on the surface of ER, the ribosomes. This place called, or this part called, rough endoplasmic reticulum. So rough endoplasmic reticulum, at the surface of rough endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes for protein synthesis. So the main function of rough endoplasmic reticulum to package and transport proteins made by ribosomes. We can say endoplasmic reticulum like Uber that transport proteins made by ribosomes. Okay, what about Golgi apparatus? Golgi apparatus receive these substances and also packaging it, and through vesicles, it transport this packaging proteins and lipids to different places of the cells. Also, endoplasmic reticulum has another type called smooth endoplasmic reticulum that doesn't have ribosomes. This smooth endoplasmic reticulum, the function of smooth endoplasmic reticulum for building lipids and also detoxification. So we can find the smooth endoplasmic reticulum inside liver, because liver separate the amino group and build urea and produce urea and release urea. This is called detoxification. What about vesicles? The small pieces of rough endoplasmic reticulum can travel through the cytoblast and attach to cell membrane and release their contents outside the cell. You see the question? What is endoplasmic? This endoplasmic reticulum that attached with nuclear envelope of the cell. This nuclear envelope of the cell. Okay, we have two types of endoplasmic reticulum, rough and smooth. The rough one contains ribosomes. So it is responsible for building proteins. The smooth one responsible for making lipids and detoxification. Okay, what are lysosomes? Lysosomes also membrane-bound organelles. What is the function of lysosomes? Recycling the waste product of the cell. So here lysosomes, we can find the lysosomes in white blood cells, because lysosomes has three main functions: breakdown or digestion of macromolecules like carbohydrates and lipids and proteins and nucleic acid. And also here cell membrane repairs and responses against foreign substances such as bacteria, viruses, and other organ antigens. Also is the function of lysosomes. So in the topic of white blood cells and the immune system, we can find lysosomes, because lysosomes play an important role in phagocytosis. When macrophages phagocytoses foreign particles. What do you mean by detoxification? D means decrease. Toxic means toxic substances. So detoxification means decrease the toxicity or removing toxic substance. The process of removing toxic substance is called detoxification. What are lipids? Fats. Lipids, fats. Granules, like granules of starch, granules of glycogen, this is called granules. Small particles. How the ribosomes are related to the flattened sacs? Not related, attached. Ribosomes are attached with the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So ribosomes are related to the flattened sacs. That means flat, to increase the surface area. Like here, the inner membrane, folded inner membrane of mitochondria to increase the surface area of respiration of the chemical reaction to take place. Where is the endoplasmic reticulum found in the body? Endoplasmic reticulum found in all the cells, but we can find more of endoplasmic reticulum in the places that make proteins or make enzymes, make hormones like this. What is the difference between rough and not rough and normal? Rough and smooth. Rough ribosomes attached with the rough endoplasmic reticulum, so it is called rough. And smooth, no ribosomes. Rough with ribosomes, smooth without ribosomes. What are vesicles? Small pieces of rough endoplasmic reticulum. We can see vesicles like sacs, small sacs. Okay. What is the difference between chlorophyll as some magnesium? Am I right? Yes or no? The compound of chlorophyll contains magnesium ion. Magnesium, Mg, magnesium. Can chromosomes called DNA? No. Chromosomes consist of DNA and protein plus protein. So we can't say chromosomes the same protein, the same DNA. True nucleus means membranous nucleus that contains nucleus and also nuclear envelope outside it. Okay, I think this is better. Okay, lysosomes again. Lysosomes again. Lysosomes are membrane-bound organelles. So you can see lysosomes in plant cells and animal cells, and you can see lysosomes in bacterial cells. The role of lysosomes, we have three rules or three functions of lysosome. The first one, the breakdown or digestion of macromolecules inside the cells, like carbohydrates and lipids and proteins, and also nucleic acids. The second function, cell membrane repairs. The third function, responses against foreign substances such as bacteria, virus, and other antigens. This process is called phagocytosis. Centrioles again, centrioles in animal cells only. The function of centrioles, located in the cytoplasm of animal cells near the nuclear envelope, because centrioles play a role in organizing the microtubules that serve as cell's skeletal system, and also in cell division, help in cell division of animal cells. So the main function of centriole to help with cell division in animal cell. Okay, the simplest function here, or the function of centriole to help with cell division in animal cells. More details about centrioles function is not in this syllabus, the A level, inshallah. So here the simple function of centrioles to help with cell division in animal cell only. This is a simple function of centrioles. In details, the centrioles help in formation of spindle fibers that separate chromosomes during cell division, during mitosis. Like this. Okay. Let's see how to measure the size of cells or magnification of the cell. Magnification of the cell. First, measure the image size. The image size on the diagram and the actual size or real size, and divide image size and actual size. You get magnification. The notes here, if you are given a question with two different units like millimeter and micrometer or centimeter,